Hey everybody, we made it. A couple of technical issues, but we are live, we're streaming. We have Dave Letele, the Brown Buttabean, on the line, founder of Buttabean Motivation. Welcome, mate. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. This is pretty cool. It's good to be here.
Yeah, good stuff. Before I crack into anything, I just wanted a big congrats on making that top 3 for the New Zealander of the Year for the local hero nomination. How was that?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just going to a better light. It was it's awesome to get nominated for the award. It's the awards are only it's not why we do it. The real award is changing people's lives.
Yep. Fantastic about that. Either way, great validation that there is so many people that believe in you and want and appreciate the things that you're going out there and doing what you're doing in the community. So, congrats, mate. And I'm sure it's going to lead to bigger, better things over the next few while too.
Cool, man. Thank you.
So I want to crack off in a little bit around who's Dave. Tell us the story. I know a bit about the background and things like that. But tell us the story about, where you come from, the challenges that you've had in your life, and, the pre-Buttabean days that most people don't know about.
Yeah, well, where I come from now, I've definitely had a roller coaster life. I was born into a gang family, with my father being the president of the Auckland Mongrel mob. So he went to prison for armed robbery when I was 5 years old. So from the ages of 5 to 11, I was raised with my grandparents. Had an up and down life, but I never used any of that as an excuse. I did quite well in school. My father sort of, he was always flirting with the wrong side of the law, and he also he's been to jail a few times. But it's hard to sort of say everything, but let's just say I've had to be, but that's just my life in a nutshell. But I believe that everything I've been through has enabled me to help more people and to be able to reach more people, because I've been through a lot of stuff, and it's and I can identify with all these different levels of stuff that people are going through.
Yeah, and you think that experiencing what you've experienced and going through what you've done, and having the background and the connections that you've got from back then has helped you with the whole no excuses piece, and calling bullshit on some of the things that other people say is giving reasons not to change their lives.
Yeah, I used it as sort of a motivation. I hated being poor. I hated having nothing. And I can see why sometimes people around me that are seeing that they feel like there's no other option but to do something silly, but to live a life of crime. The same thing as my father and a lot of my other families, that they wanted to do the right things. They wanted us to have all the nice stuff. They did. They just went about it the wrong way. So I can understand why some people go down that way. But I just used it as sort of to motivate me to work hard, to better myself. But I went through my own things as well. Where I went down went through a bad patch when I lost all my money as well, and got depressed, and the things were there to make some bad choices as well. But again, all the bad decisions I made got me to where I am here, and I'm able to when people are heading down that path as well, I can sympathize and show them a different path.
Very cool. And then at some stage along came Juco and Fight for Life, and really I suppose, was that the creation of Brown Buttabean, and how did that all come about?
So a good friend of mine, Dave Higgins, who's the boss of Duco, he saw me back in 2014 and how big I was, and he couldn't believe that I put on so much weight, and he was more out of concern. He just said, "Look, let's just go you and give you a fight." on one of our cars. He wasn't sure when or what car it would be, but I started training. He said, "Look, let's use it as some motivation, it's something to train for." And when we went to Germany, he actually shouted me a trip to Germany to watch Joe Parker fight. At this stage, I had nothing, and I was very depressed, very, very depressed. I was staying in my youngest sister's daughter's single bed that couldn't fit me, and so Dave was really worried about me, and he offered me this, dangled the carrot of going to Germany, but he said, "There's no way I'm going to pay you a business class trip to Germany because I couldn't fit in economy at the time." So he said, "You better train hard so you can lose some weight to come." And while I was over there, it was funny because from Melbourne to Dubai, it's a long trip, and I was quite a big guy. So I'll never forget the look on the passenger's face when he knew that I was sitting next to him for that long flight, because I only just fit in my seat. And all over there, I was in the weigh-in for Joe's fight, and I just, jumped on the scale because I had one of those proper scales that, you push the weights across to see how much you weigh. Because until then, there was no scale that could weigh me. So I jumped on the scale and I was 175 kilos or 178 kilos. And I was, I was on there going, like, I'm the man, I'll take on anyone. Just stuff you see on YouTube just as a laugh. And Dave said, "Man," that's when the light switch went off for Dave. He said, "Oh, this is what you're going to do when we go back. You're going to play this character. Really talk it up and be real arrogant and pretend you're the toughest person in the world, just like a wrestling character." And that's what we did. And that's how it sort of got bigger than what we thought. But, bigger wasn't always better. When I came out that way, because New Zealand wasn't used to it, I got a lot of hate for it.
Mm-hmm. But it built a brand, eh? And it got you exposure.
Yeah, man. Got me out there, got my name out there, but it was hard to turn it around because my name was out there as this cocky fat bastard, and now to have the total turnaround of someone that's helping all these people. So I used it again. I used the following that I got from the boxing because I was blessed to fight on all of Joseph Parker's cards. Every fight, I kept losing weight. So people would see me and they go, "Man." So it slowly started to turn. Instead of getting a lot of hate messages, I was getting a lot of, messages asking me, "Man, how have you done this?" So that's sort of where the group started Buttabean Motivation, the group on Facebook. That's where that started.
Yep. And how hard was it for you to, I suppose, to play that character like that, like wrestling character when, I know you and I know how different that character is from you as a person, and that hate must have been hard to take.
Yeah, it was hard because in the one, because I was on TV, so everyone thought I was really like this person. But while I was going through all that, I was going through my own personal problems. I was sleeping. I was at a community home at that point. I was staying at a community home, just on a mattress on the floor, and playing this bravado, this real out there character on TV, and then getting bombed and death threats. It was hard to take, but I just again used it as motivation. I used it as fuel. So that's what got me out of bed, to train really hard and watch what I eat. Again, just used it as motivation. Didn't use it as an excuse or a reason to stop.
So with the Buttabean motivation piece, how did you go about, or was it a conscious point when you turned around and went, "I need to change how people perceive me, and this is a completely different type of person that I need to appeal to, because the value that you can add to them, you won't be able to add it as the arsehole shithead loudmouth boxer"?
No, it wasn't a conscious decision at all. It just happened naturally. I wasn't worried about how people perceived me. It just happened gradually, where people would, like I said, message me ask me for advice, and then what I would do was I started our Facebook group, Buttabean Motivation, and I just post up, you know, hey guys, I'm going to these stairs. You know, feel free to come and join me, or I'm going for a workout here, and that's how it started. People just started turning up, and then gradually, you know, as I started getting more exposure for that stuff, like, you know, there was Konnector Pacifica did a lot of good stories on me, and people slowly started to realize that I was only playing a character.
Yep. And it was, I suppose it's really, it created two different worlds, and you could be that different person in each of those worlds.
Yeah, towards the end of, you know, what we're doing, it was fun, you know. I really enjoyed it because it was just like, it's just funny. Some of the stuff we were doing was pretty out there, and, you know, it wasn't being done in New Zealand at the time, you know, playing it up like that in boxing. So yeah, it was pretty cool, you know, just totally you flip the switch when it come time for fight time. But then, you know, playing that character, but then in the background, I'm helping thousands of people, so it's quite funny.
Yeah. So how quickly did Buttabean Motivation grow, and how did you turn that really into what it is, a business? As much as you do it for love, you also got to put food on the table. How did you turn it into the business, and was, you know, did Dave help you out in regards to some of the strategy or the thought behind it, or, you know, what process did you go through?
Yeah, there was no process thought that went into it in terms of the business. Yeah. Everything I did it was all from everything good that's happening now, and the blessings we're getting has all stemmed from all of my community work, you know, and it's just, you know, everything free and all the blessings I've given people and my group has given people. That's how the blessings have started to come back now with business. There's no thought on business at all. It's gotten bigger and bigger. We sort of had to, but the business side of it is really, it's me trying to, you know, with my fitness, with the app, you know, that's where the business side of it, everything else is still community, you know, minded and all of our stuff. So hopefully we get more funding, which is one of the things I'm trying to push for. That's where, you know, we'll be able to push forward as a business as well, because we'll have some actual money to do stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to get to the app in a minute, but tell me about, you don't need to go into names and things like that, but tell me about some of the people that you work with and some of the impact that you've had on them, and the feedback that you get.
Man, we're helping. There's over 9,000 people in our group on Facebook, and, you know, if you add up, if they lose an average of 5 kilos, you know, that's a whole lot of weight. And we got people in our group, like there's one guy, Luke, that I work with. He's lost 70 kilos in about 8 months. There's Phil, Big Phil, started at 300 kilos, so over 600 pounds. And, you know, he's lost 40 kilos so far. He'll be under 200 in the next few months. He's 257 kilos now, 56, sorry. So, you know, we're helping literally thousands. It's definitely you know, a movement, but you know, it's not about the weight loss for me. You know, I don't teach people how to lose weight. I just teach people how to live a healthy lifestyle, and the side effect of that is you lose weight. You know, and so the lifestyle is the most important thing, because that's how you maintain it. That's how you maintain the weight loss.
Yeah, and it's not just New Zealand, isn't it? People from all over the world. You know, I think I was seeing a guy from Perth talking about how you impacted it.
Yeah, man, I'm just going to get my power cord for this.
All good.
Yeah, we've got people all over the joint. We've got people everywhere. America, Perth, the islands. So I just got back from Niue.
Tell us about that.
See, these things I'm not the most organized person. My computer wasn't charged.
Oh,
I just got back from Niue, and we're making a massive difference. You know, like this movement, BBM, is literally, you know, changing nations. You know, and I spoke to someone today, and they put it in a good way. You know, that you started a revolution. You know, and it's started from such humble beginnings, and literally changing the way people think about, you know, healthy lifestyles, but not just thinking about it, actually doing it.
Yeah. So if you were to give somebody, I always hate saying this, but one piece of advice, what are the key things that people need to really start with when they want to make those changes?
The key thing is just starting, don't think about it. The key thing is just to start. We tend to overthink things and make it harder than it really is. But, all you got to do is start, and that can just taking that first step to freedom. That would be my main bit of advice, is just start. And no excuses. That's our mantra. Never let excuses get in your way. Yeah, that's the one. No excuses, man. Much I put it on my back.
And that whole community that you've built, that 9,000 people plus, it must be fantastic for them to have, to be able to turn up to some of the group sessions, to have that online support, and they've got other people that they can relate to that are going through the same thing, and they can support each other and not just rely on you.
Yeah, like the movement itself it's not just about me. I've got 11 other team leaders, and there's so many awesome people in the group that for that hour or however long our boot camp is, that might be the only bit of positiveness these people have in their lives. So that's why this group is so important. Even online, a lot of the times we don't have positive people around us in our life, but we're able to come onto the group and and be surrounded by positivity. And that's so important, because it's all about the company you keep. And it's you must surround yourself with positive people that are on the same path that you are. You surround yourself with people that are always eating KFC, more than likely eating KFC all the time too.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me about the future. Tell me about the future of Buttabean Motivation and especially the app. How did that come about?
Yeah, well, the future. So for me, the future is BBM needs to be everywhere. It's not the exercise. It's the mindset that we give to people, and we help people to change their mindsets. That's what needs to be everywhere. And to do that, we need to have leaders everywhere, trained up under myself or my other leaders, because all of my leaders, team leaders that are in the group, have all started by just turning up to get fit themselves. They've lost upwards of 50 kilos, these guys. So they know what it's like. And to do that, we need funds, and it's hard. I'm not relying on the government, that's for sure. And so that's where my app is so important, because I'd rather fund myself. The group can fund itself. The app come about was from an awesome company called Macroactive. They came to me, a guy called John Franich, who they've got a guy who's business partners with a guy called Joseph Rakic, who's I think the third biggest online trainer in the world, and he's done really well. Just a boy from West Auckland, and they approached me, loved my community work, knew I had no money to start my own thing, and did it as a favor. They came in and helped me do it. So I owe a lot to those guys, and that's how the app come about. And it's just basically meal plans, everything that I did in terms of meal plans and workouts is on there. So it's an amazing program. I keep it cheap so that it's good for our people. We can afford it, and it works. Like the guy over in UA, he lost 32 kilos in a month. That's why I went over there to see him. It's just so awesome. We started a massive movement over there now.
That's cool. And make sure what I'll do is, after this, I'll put a link to the app in the comments below, and for the YouTube watchers, it'll be in the comments, in the description, and we'll also do it with the podcast. We'll make sure that it's out there as well. So if anyone's interested, if anyone wants to have a look at the app, it is cheap as chips. How much is it a month?
So yeah, it's for everyone out there that's watching, just bbm.fit, and it's only $14 if you go to that link, bbm.fit. 14 a month for personalized meal plans and workouts. So cheap as chips, just don't eat the chips.
Excellent. Hey, before I let you go, I would be remiss if I didn't ask one final question, mate. And that would be Joshua v. Parker. Give me your prediction.
Yeah, I think Joe will knock him out. I think he's too fast. Yeah, I don't think Joshua would have faced anyone quite as fast as Joe. So that's my prediction. I don't know what. But, I'm looking forward to it. I'll definitely be putting money on Joe.
Good stuff, mate. Any final words for everyone watching and listening before we sign off?
Everyone out there watching that might not have started their journey yet, that might still be on the couch thinking they can't do it. Well, if I can do it, so can you. So all you got to do is start, stay consistent, and never let excuses get in your way.
Cool. I'm just going to run through a couple of questions that have come on. Vaughan Winiata. Is there one key mentor person he owes the most to? I think, would that be Doug?
What was that, sorry?
Is there one key mentor or person that you owe the most to?
Really, it was probably my sister. I mean, I owe a lot to Dave for starting me off. But in terms of this movement, my sister would say to me, because my older sister, sorry, my younger sister, the middle of the three, who's passed away last year, she would often say to me, I'd say to her, look, I want to start this. I'm tired of having nothing. I'm just going to go and get a job. I don't care. Just go work in a warehouse or be a cleaner or go mow lawns. I had literally not 1 cent in my pocket. And all those years ago, she said to me, just stay on the path that you're on this, getting fit, trying to lose weight, get your life together. She said to me, I can see something coming of it, and looking at where I am now. And, back then there was nothing happening. There was not one thing happening. There was no prospects in the future. It was just me training, trying to get fit for a fight and to lose weight to get my life back together. And then, fast forward all these years, 4 years later, I'm helping thousands of people. I have my children back. I have a new wife, and we've got a new son. So, her encouragement to keep me going when I wanted to give up. That's if I had given up, there'd be no Buttabean motivation. There'd be no group that's helping so many ordinary New Zealanders, ordinary people all over the world. So battle the bulge. I've lost a total of 100 kilos, and I help others do the same with no gimmick. Too many gimmicks out there. It's just amazing that that these companies are preying on people.
And I suppose very, very much aligned with that. Another question. With your backstory in mind, where you are now today, things so much of a better space. What are the most important life values to you now?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
What are the most important life values to you now?
Important life values. When starting this journey, I always say to my team that you have to have a strong why. Your why must be stronger than your best excuse. Otherwise, when the voices inside your head are telling you not to get out of bed or telling you to eat rubbish, you're gonna listen and you're gonna do it. But if you have a strong why, you'll always find a way to get through it. And for me, it was my children. I value everything I have now. It took me to I had to lose everything. Nearly my own life, I had to lose to value the small things. I used to be all I value now is my family and those around me, and being a good example for everyone. That's my value, and just leading by example for my sons and for my group.
Yeah, good stuff, mate. Wise words and very, very true. I know all too well the amount of times that I've crumbled and given in to temptation for different stuff when my why hasn't really been aligned and it hasn't been strong enough. So, bang on. So, hey, thank you so much for joining us. Really look forward to catching up again. Your story has been inspirational, and I know you can continue to be a great inspiration in the future. Well deserved on, no matter what happens, you are a local hero to thousands of people, and wish you all the best. Look forward to catching up again soon.
Thank you. Awesome to be here. No excuses.